sis, what's the tea? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about these two lovely Dooney and Bourke bags. So I have these two lovely Dooney and Bourke bags and I wanted to talk about them. Part of the reason why I wanted to talk about them is because these two are kind of similar. If you're a Dooney-nista, like the Pecan Tan Beauty and some of us lovelies like to call ourselves, then you know the difference between these two bags. However, if you're new to Dooney and Bourke, or if you're not really sure, I know my sister was telling me at one time, what's the difference between those two bags? They look the same to me. This is my Dooney and Bourke Clayton Satchel in the natural color. And then over here is my Dooney and Bourke Kingston. So to the left is the Clayton and to the right is the Kingston. So I love both of these bags in my collection. However, there's some differences. First of all, the Clayton has a top handle. You can carry it crossbody. It comes with a strap, but it also has this top handle right here. And the Kingston is a hobo style bag. It's not a crossbody. So this strap is the longest strap that you're going to get on the Kingston. This is the longest strap that you're going to get on the Kingston. So I absolutely love these bags in my collection. Both of them have front pockets with these flaps. And that's what I think my sister was talking about. She, thought these looked like gills, like the gills of a fish, But these are the flaps to the bag and they're magnetic. They have a magnetic closure and they can hold a lot. I love these two bags in my collection. Now I have some accessories here and I wanted to talk about some of the accessories that I would probably match up and wear with these two bags, and then I'll give you the dimensions and we'll talk about the differences a little bit more. So first of all, I have a couple of accessories right here. I have a slim wristlet. I believe this is the color lemon. I thought that would look really, really nice with the Clayton. And then I have a slim wristlet in the desert color. And even though it would look nice with the Clayton, let's put it with the Clayton. The Clayton is in natural and the wristlet is in desert. So even though that would look nice together, you want a little bit of fun in your bag and a little bit of pop of color. So I think I'm going to use the desert with the red and I'll use the lemon with the natural. And I think that'll look cute together. Now I have a red Kiss Lock Florentine leather coin purse. I'm going to use that with the red. And you can see the differences in the red Florentine leather. You can see the difference in the red in the bag and the red in the Kiss Lock coin purse. The Florentine leather and all leathers, just sometimes the colors, the different pieces, they age differently. They patina differently, so they're going to darken differently. So they're not going to be the identical shade of red. But they're both beautiful. And I have a red Florentine satchel in the large, and that is a different shade of red as well. It's not the exact same shade of red. It's a different shade also. Then I have a smaller, older coin purse right here that I like to use sometimes with these bags. And this pebbled leather is in a different shade of red also. It's in a more orangey red. So I'm going to use the desert with the red and with the other red pieces. I think that's going to look cute. Now I also have a Kiss Lock coin purse. I had forgot. I saw another YouTuber. Shout out to Ivana. I love her channel, My Pursuit of Happiness. I watch her channel all the time and I noticed that she had some lovely suede Dooney and Bourke pieces, and I had forgot that I had this Kiss Lock coin purse in the lovely chamois color, and I think this will look really cute with this as well. So I went ahead and pulled it out of my closet, and I had this protected with a piece of plastic. I think that's why I forgot I had it, because it is suede. I didn't want the suede to get dirty or darken or get, you know, touch up against anything else in my closet or get any type of color transfer. So I went ahead and I had it wrapped in plastic until I was ready to use it again. So I had forgot all about it. But now I'm going to go ahead and use it with these items and with the Clayton Satchel in natural. Also, I like bringing my Dooney and Bourke Big Duck Corn Purse. I think this always is so cute with the brown and with the Clayton in natural. So those are the pieces that I think I'm going to match up and wear with these bags. I have a few other Dooney and Bourke SLGs, but they don't really match. Like for instance, I do have a yellow dandelion corn purse, but I think that's too many different shades of yellow. It's throwing everything off. So we're just going to go with those two, and I won't use this dandelion one. Not today anyway. Okay, so now I want to go ahead and take some measurements. Okay, you guys, so here are both bags, and I'm going to go ahead and get started with the measurements. We'll start with the Kingston first, and I'll have the dimensions on the screen for you, but I just wanted to go ahead and take some measurements as well. So the length of the Kingston is about 14 inches long. So she's about 14 inches long across right here. Her height, and I'm going to measure her from her tallest point on the ends of the bag. So her height is about, I would say about 12 inches long. She's about a foot tall, 12 inches. So we have 14 inches by 12 inches. Now let's go ahead and take a look at her, at the Clayton. The Clayton is about 14 inches long as well. So the Clayton is about 14 inches long as well right here. And the Clayton is about a foot tall. So they're both about 14 inches long by a foot tall. So let's take a little closer look at that. Let's see if I can lay my bags down and we can take a look at that. Let's take a look here. So here is the Clayton. The Clayton is about 14 inches long. Right there at the bottom, you can see she's about 14 inches long. And here is the Kingston. The Kingston is about 14 inches long. So they are about the same in length. And until I'm going to go ahead and put my bags the right way. I don't like the one bag on top of the other bag smashing it. But I'm appreciating and enjoying this beautiful leather at the bottom of these bags. Look at all that beautiful, delicious leather at the bottom of this Kingston. And then look at all this beautiful, delicious leather at the bottom of the Clayton. So beautiful. And one thing that I always do is, you know, when I order new, I always make sure, of course, when you order new from Dooney and Bourke, you're going to get good bags. Well, sometimes there are returns. You got to be careful with that actually as well. Sometimes it's a return bag that they send you in the mail. However, somebody's passing. However, if you ever buy a pre-loved bag, you want to make sure that you get good corners because that's where you're going to get most of your wear. And you can see that I have good corners on all my bags. I always make sure I have good corners. Even if I buy a new bag, I take care of it and make sure that I have really, really good corners. You don't want to try not to bump into anything with those corners. Okay, so we did the length. Now we're going to do the height. And the bags aren't stuffed right now, so they're a little bit flopping around a little bit more than they normally would if they had something in them. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look. Now we're going to look at the height. Let me move the strap for the Clayton out the way. So here is the height. We said a foot, right? Actually, It's about 11 inches tall. A foot is like towards the middle where the bag goes up a little higher. It's about 11 inches. I'll see what the website says and I'll have the dimensions for you here. But I want to say about 11 inches, and the same with the Kingston, about 11 inches. Can you guys see that? Move the camera up just a little so you can see where I'm at here. 11 inches right there. And 11 inches on the Clayton as well. So Clayton and Kingston. And the Clayton is spelled with a C and the Kingston is spelled with a K. A fun fact about my Clayton satchel, I wanted this bag for a long time in red. And I ordered it in red, and I had a long story to tell you guys about that. But I didn't end up keeping it in the red. The bag didn't work out for me. And I have a video on my channel where I talk about that. I'll link it down below. But I once had a coworker with that name. And because of that, I didn't want the bag. For a long time, I did not want a Clayton satchel because of that man. I just, it was just a coworker. But still, I was like, I don't want a bag with that name, and I couldn't resist it anymore because I love the bag, so I ended up purchasing it. Okay, so one thing we didn't check was the width. Let's check the width. The girth. Let's check the width. So, make sure my bag doesn't, okay, here we go. So the width is going to be about, on the Kingston, I'm going to give it about 6 inches. On the Clayton, same thing. I'm going to give it about 6 inches. So we'll see what the website says. Like I said, I'll have dimensions for you guys. But what lvluxegirl just took with her measurements, I'm going to say about 6 inches there and about 6 inches there. Interesting that it can, the Clayton does look a little bit larger, but I think it's about the same. The Kingston might be maybe a half an inch smaller or something. We'll see what the website says. So next you can see the back of the Clayton has the extra tassel and it has a back pocket. The Kingston has no back pocket, just beautiful leather on the back. The Clayton has a back pocket and it has a tassel on that pocket as well. So the Clayton has a back pocket and it has a tassel on that back pocket as well. And the Kingston has no back pocket. It does have the tassel like the Clayton does for the pull tab for the zip closure. They both have that double tassel for that. The Clayton is a top handle, like I said. You're going to get the top handle, the double top handle. And with the Kingston, you're going to get the strap. I went ahead and adjusted my strap on the Kingston, and I put it at the longest setting for me because I'm taller and I wanted it to hang a little bit lower down on me. So I went ahead and adjusted it. I love both these bags in my collection. I have to say I am a satchel girl. I like satchels and totes. So I do enjoy the Clayton a little bit more. I'm not much of a hobo girl, but I love red, and I couldn't resist this color in this bag, in this condition. The Florentine leather is just so striking. And in my other Florentine leather bag, like I stated with the satchel, the Florentine is darker. So I wanted to, I wanted this in my collection. I wanted this beautiful lighter shade of red. This beautiful, it's more of a tomato orangey red tone than the red satchel that I have. The red satchel is darker. It's a darker shade of red. As a matter of fact, let me go grab it and I'll talk about it. Okay, so I have the bags here, and you could see if you look at the satchel and my Kingston that the shade is a little bit different. The shade is a little bit darker on my satchel than on my Kingston. The shade of red, when I bring it close like this, you can see it's a dark red. It's very dark. And on my Kingston, it's a smoother, more tomato orangey red. So that's the red that I prefer, is this more orangey red. But what can you do? I already have this red satchel and I love it. I talk about it all the time. I'm not going to let it go because it was a gift, the red satchel. And also, when you have, you know, when you're doing handbags and you love handbags and you're a collector and a lover and it's part of your aesthetic and you just love it so much, it's hard sometimes to sell bags in and out. You know, you're always chasing that color, or you're always chasing a particular style. It's like an addiction. You know, you're always chasing a particular color or a particular silhouette or a particular bag brand. And sometimes you just got to stop with the chase, because you'll just, you know, be chasing your own tail and running around in a circle. And, you know, the bags go in and out of our collection sometimes, but sometimes you just want to keep a bag and not have to sell it and rebuy it, sell it and rebuy it. Like my chestnut satchel, I love, but that's like my second one. You know, some bags I have that might be my first, some bags might be my third one that I bought it and sold it, rebought it and sold it, and you just don't want to go through that. So for that reason, I do love this satchel so much, but I did want another shade of this red color. And when I saw the Kingston was available, I just wanted to go ahead and grab it. So I hope you girls enjoyed my video. I hope you enjoyed my comparison of these two lovely bags, the Dooney and Bourke Clayton versus the Dooney and Bourke Kingston. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe on my channel. Stick with me for more videos, and I'll see you girls in my next video.